another video. It feels so good to be back with a makeup tutorial. I'm obsessed with today's makeup look. I hope you guys are too. It's very similar to my last makeup tutorial that I posted. I just did a few more liner colors, but also we're adding the rhinestones again. I'm obsessed with gems. I actually just ordered a ton off of Amazon, so that is super exciting. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I created this look today. But before we jump into today's video, I wanted to talk about one of my favorite brands and the fact that Valentine's Day is coming. Now is the perfect time to shop Ana Luisa, you guys. So right now Ana Luisa is having buy one get one 40% off site-wide. This is sustainable jewelry, you guys. The quality is just out of this world, especially for the price that you are paying. I am wearing mostly Ana Luisa in today's video, so this beautiful ear cuff that you guys see in my second haul is from Ana Luisa, as well as the necklaces that I'm wearing, which I will show you guys up close. I have this really beautiful cross necklace. It is so stunning. And then when I sit up just a little bit more, I am wearing an initial necklace right here, which is also super, super beautiful. And I did layer it, which you guys can absolutely do, and it just looks so stunning. I love it so much. It's very dainty, very girly, and I love it. So when you actually receive your jewelry in the mail, each of your jewelry pieces come in a really cute bag like this. Sometimes they're gray, sometimes they're green. I'll show you the little green bag as well, which looks like this. And they all have a metal clasp inside, and it is magnetic. So this is what it looks like right here. So super high quality, very amazing. And you can actually store your pieces in these bags. They're great for travel, and I absolutely love them. I have so many pieces from Ana Luisa, and I love them all. I'm even a customer myself. So these pieces were sent to me from the brand, but I have shopped on the website before, and I just absolutely love them. So down below in the description box, I'm going to leave the link to Ana Luisa's website. Make sure that you guys check them out. Valentine's Day is around the corner, and why not treat yourself or give your significant other a little hint that you want something from Ana Luisa this year. So before we jump in to today's video, I did want to show you guys that we're going to be using a few brand new products in this video, because I was like, it's my first beauty video in my new beauty room. By the way, if you guys want to see a beauty room tour, let me know. It's not completed, but I'm like, why wait? I might as well just show you guys the progress as I go. So if you guys want to see a beauty room tour, definitely let me know down below. So before we jump in, please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys have not already. And of course, without further ado, if you guys would like to see how I created this really beautiful makeup look today, then just keep on watching. Alright, you guys, let's go ahead and get into today's look. So here's what one eye looks like, nice and complete. So let's do the same look on the other eye. So I'm going to be starting off with the P.LOUISE base in the shade Rumor 2.5. I'm going to go ahead and dot that all over my eye. And if you guys hear a little bell, it's because Lulu is sitting right next to me on the floor, and you can hear her little bell on her collar, so I apologize. But I'm going in with the P.LOUISE base, and then I am going to just go ahead and smooth it out, make sure I have a nice even layer. And for today's look, we're going to be using the BPERFECT Carnival XL Pro palette. Y'all know I had to come back using one of my favorite palettes. Like, are you surprised? I know you're not surprised. So the first shade I'm going to be going into is the shade Intuition, which is a beautiful dark brown. I'm going to go ahead and pack it on, but then when I get towards the outer corner, I'm going to start to create kind of like that rounded, would you call it rounded? I'd say like angled little, you know, that little dip right there that you guys see, just to start to make sure that I'm bringing out that cut crease. Then I'm going to go into the shade Haul, and I'm actually going to take this shade and go ahead and start to blend out the harsh edge that I created with the shade Intuition. Then I'm also going to go into the shade Basic, and I'm going to do the same exact thing, just with a fluffier brush. This brush right here that you guys see, the color is gorgeous, and of course it's from Mitchell. I think you guys can get it on Beauty Bay, so you don't have to order from the UK, so definitely check Beauty Bay. I'll link it down below. But I'm basically just taking that shade and blending out all those colors. And with all the blending, I lost some intensity, so I'm going to go back in with each shade and just build up the color one more time. And you guys can see the darker the shade was, I didn't go as like out towards the tail of my brow, but like the lighter the color was, I dragged it out a little bit more, and you're going to get a beautiful blend with that. I added a little bit of black to give me some contrast, and then now we're going to go ahead and clean up and basically cut the crease and prep it for the base we're going to be putting down. This part right here is so satisfying, you guys. Like, it's so clean, so crisp. Like, I can't. This is honestly my favorite part of doing my makeup. Like, I'm just like, dang, this is when you can really see all that blending that you were doing really come to life. So I went ahead and cut the crease, and I'm gonna be using my P.LOUISE base in the shade Blank Canvas. It's a must, and it's so difficult for me to get me cutting my crease on camera because I get so close to the mirror. So I tried my best, but basically what I like to do is take a flat brush and just like press it on, not pat it on. Well, yeah, pat it on, and not, you know, swipe it straight across your eyelid because it's gonna be so messy that way. If you do it this way, I promise you, your cut crease is gonna be nice and sharp and look gorgeous. Also, when you get to the inner corner, make sure that you blend out that blank canvas real quick because once she dries, she's not gonna move and you're gonna have a harsh line in your inner corner, which you do not want. So you guys kind of get the gist of what I'm doing. Apply it, make sure you're blending at the same time so you have an even layer. So I went ahead and did the rest off camera, and I'm going back in, making sure everything is really nice and blended because like I said, once this base dries down, there's no way it's going to budge or move, so make sure it's nice and perfected. So as far as liners, I'm going to be using the Made by Mitchell Graph Ink liners. I'm going to first go in with this shade, which is called Candyman, and this was also very, very hard for me to get on camera because it looks like the mirror is close here, but it was actually pretty far, so I needed to move it a little bit closer, actually a lot closer, and so the camera started to focus on the mirror instead of my eyes. So I apologize, you guys, but this is just a little bit of what I did, and this is what it looks like once the liner was completed as far as the pink shade. So yeah, now I'm gonna move on to the more chartreuse color. This shade is called Sugar Rush, and now you can see that this is the reason why I stopped the pink liner and I didn't take it all the way out, because I wanted to put this liner a little past the pink. So before I go ahead and connect the liner to my outer corner of my eye, I'm gonna go ahead and start to create kind of like that smoky shadow. So basically all I'm doing is taking a tiny blending brush and I'm going in with the shade Intuition. Now this is gonna look very, very messy at first, but that is okay because you are gonna clean it up anyway. So don't be too concerned if you're trying to recreate a look like this. Then I went in with the shade Haul, and then I basically just cleaned it up. It's very, very easy, and because we're gonna be basically covering this with the liner like so, it doesn't really matter if the outer part of it is super, super blended. So I'm sorry, like I said, that I didn't get the entire liner on camera, but this is an up close of what it looks like. Now let's add some rhinestones. So I'm going in with my Sephora eyelash glue, and I'm basically just adding a dot, applying the rhinestone, and doing it in that order because if you just apply the glue like I did here where I applied 2 dots, you need to work like super, super quick. So the only reason why I was able to do it that way is because I already knew where the rhinestones were going at this point, because I had already did the other eye, but when I was working on the other eye, I was doing 1 rhinestone at a time, so 1 dot of glue at a time. So here is what the rhinestones look like. They're so beautiful. I've been on a rhinestone kick. I've ordered so many recently, so I'm very excited to start incorporating them into my looks. So let's move in to Complexion. I'm going in with this PIXI Vit C Priming Oil. This is what it looks like when you take it out of the box, and when you shake it up, this is what it looks like right here. And you guys, this was bomb. I seen my boo PR Firecracker use this in one of his videos, and I had to try it, and I'm obsessed. However, it gives me hydration but not any smoothness. So to give me some smoothness where I need it, I'm gonna be using the Tarte Smooth Operator, and I like to just apply this to the center of my face. This is such an amazing smoothing primer. I don't see much people talk about it, but it's definitely a gem. And then for my beauty blender today, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild sponge, the new one that comes in the Blooming collection. Super, super cute. I love the flower imprints. And then for foundation, very excited. This is the new NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This is what the foundation looks like. And NARS did give us a pump with this one, so shout out to them. So I'm going to show you guys 2 shades quickly. This shade right here is Barcelona, and this one is Santa Fe. In store, I guess the lighting at Sephora, it just throws everything off, and I felt like 1 shade was too light and 1 looked really dark for some reason. But right now, looking at it on camera, Barcelona would have been fine, but I ended up mixing the 2, and this is what the color looks like. And holy cow, this foundation is so beautiful, so skin-like, but has so much coverage, and the longevity was incredible. So I highly recommend it if you haven't tried it yet. For cream bronzer, I wanted to go in with this Complexion stick from Merit Beauty along with this Rose and Ben brush. This is such an amazing brush. I'm gonna link their website down below it blended that cream bronzer like a dream. It was a bomb. So I got sent both of these in PR. I'm so grateful because they both worked so well together, and that complexion stick blended beautifully. For concealer, I didn't have a new one to try, but I just recently ordered the new KVD Good Apple one, so a video with that's coming soon. But for now, I'm gonna go in with my ABH Magic Touch Concealer in the shade 9. I love this concealer, you guys. I cannot put it down. It's so good. Have you tried it? Let me know down below in the comments because I love it. So I applied that as my concealer today. And then to set it in place, I wanted to use something different. I didn't want to use my collab powder, so I'm using the infamous Laura Mercier translucent powder along with my Makeup Forever powder puff. If you still have not tried using a powder puff to set underneath your eyes, baby, you're missing out. You need to try it. It's amazing. My under eyes look smooth. So moving on to setting the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Camo powder. I believe this one is in the shade 210N. Everything's gonna be down below. But girl, when I put my brush in this powder, look at that kick up. It was a little shocking. So it's a very, very soft powder. So I definitely know for next time to be super, super light with it and not dip my brush in there too hard. But it was beautiful. It did have nice coverage. I think I need to get a little bit of a darker shade, but that color worked for now. So for bronzer, I went in with this Midi palette from Ofra, and I didn't show it. I completely forgot, but I bronzed my skin with this, and you guys are going to see the palette later on in the video because I used the highlighter too. And then I'm going to be using this blush palette from them, and I'm pointing at this one shade, but I also used the shade straight above it. Bless you, Lulu. And I basically just mixed those two and applied it to my cheeks. And this blush palette was gorgeous. Like, I could not put my blush brush down. It was so pretty, and I felt like no matter how much I applied, it didn't look crazy. So this is the bronzer palette. I used the lighter bronzer in this palette, and then I'm going to use the highlight, and that highlight in the palette is called Rodeo Drive, which is their most popular highlight, of course. So I use that to give myself a little glow to the skin, and then you guys know I like to go back in with my blush brush just to make sure everything is nice and blended. So let's get back into the lower lash line to finish up this eye look. I'm first going to take a flat definer brush. This is my favorite flat definer brush of all time. It's the Jaclyn and Morphe brush collection, and the flat definer brush comes in that collection. It's a bomb. So I first went in with the shade Intuition, and now I'm going in with the black eyeshadow, which is called Lights Out, and just giving the under eye a little bit of definition, but I didn't want to go overboard because we have a lot going on with the liner, the rhinestones, and everything like that. So for my waterline, I'm going in with the Too Faced Killer liner in the shade Killer Cashmere. It's my favorite nude liner ever. And then I'm going to go in with my MAC Giga Black Lash Mascara. It's amazing. So for lips, I'm jumping into lip liner first. Of course, I'm going to be using the KKW lip liner in the shade Nude Number 2. Just apply that to my lips, and I do like to feather it in a little bit as well. And then for liquid lipstick, no shocker here, I'm going to be using my liquid lipstick in the shade Nakey Nakey from Laura Lee. I still have yet found a nude lipstick that compares to this one. I love it. So my camera ended up shutting off because my memory card was full, so I went in with a little bit of that Kylie lipstick. And now for gloss, I'm gonna go in with Buxom's Dolly, and that's basically it. That is the lip combo. I am obsessed. For setting spray, I wanted to use the new Bloom setting spray, or Blooming setting spray from Wet n Wild. This has shimmer, and I don't mind it. I like shimmer setting sprays, but this was a little bit too shimmery for me. I actually had to go in with my powder brush and just set certain areas of my face. So yeah, I went ahead and dried that down, and that basically completed today's makeup look. What do you guys think? I'm obsessed. I think this look is so beautiful, and it's just so like abstract. I really enjoyed creating it. So I'm super excited to be back. I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. As always, don't forget to check out Ana Luisa, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.